With it, you channel the elemental magic of Etheria.
I'm not alone. I won't stand by and watch people get hurt. And I won't run away. Hold the switch! And let's end this. Kendra, please don't! I didn't break the world. But I am gonna fix it.
Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I am your host, Crimson Sin. Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Podcast character designs done by Demon Artie. Like fan art, redesigns, original art, then Demon Artie's the artist you're going to want to follow. Be sure to check her out over on Twitter at ArtieDemon. If you like what you see, also consider supporting Demon Artie over on Patreon. For only $3 a month, you get access to Patreon-only community, concept art, voting on new art, bonus sketches, and the all-important fan service. So definitely check her out over on Patreon, because supporting independent art and artists is important. Episode 9 of She-Ra and the Princess of Power Hero, and it's a good episode. I think there's a quota of one good episode a season. I think I've liked one episode out of every 4 seasons. And this is good because it's story driven and the jokes are small, infrequent, and just kind of like little gags. They don't try to like draw it out and try to make it look how funny I am. Just focus on the story. That's all you need to do. But good just means just regular. It's how every episode should be, just like this. Not amazing because there's a lot of questions and the whole Masters of the Universe, like expanded universe, and how it's all supposed to fit in. Are they from Eternia? And like, yeah, there's a lot of questions, and I'll bring them up as we get to them. But it opens up with Madame Razz. Remember her? You would think that Adora would have been going to her more often because she seems to have like this mystical connection to everything, and she's like over 1,000 years old. But it opens up with Madame Razz walking around and like, oh, getting ready for Adora because we're going to bake a cake or a pie or something. He keeps like, oh, Adora, you're here. And when she opens the door, it's not Adora, it's Mara.
Razz, I told you before. My name isn't Adora. It's Mara.
And can we just take a moment of silence just to appreciate how gorgeous Mara is? I mean, damn, we got a woman here. She has a figure. She's pretty. She's smiling. It's almost crazy how this character got through the filter of She-Ra, where all the girls have to either be dumpy, pear-shaped, or super hyper masculine. Mara is traditionally beautiful and has a traditional woman's figure, which is just insane. And she's such a nice person. That's another thing that really makes Mara really beautiful, is that she's actually kind-hearted and has a personality. Unlike Adora, which we've known for 4.5 seasons. And can anyone tell me Adora's personality? Dum-dum? Is that a personality? But here we get to meet Mara a little bit more, and she's already a million times more likable. Like, she keeps calling her Adora, and she's like, Mara, I told you, Madame Razz, it's, my name's, Mara. And she's like, oh, yeah, whatever. And she has that smile on her face because she kind of treats her like that, kindly old grandma. Yeah, she says weird things, but she's a nice person. Already, I like Mara a million times more than Adora. But she's like, oh, it's time to bake that pie. And then we see, okay, I'm trying to figure out what's happening here. Because every time she meets, is she remembering Mara? Or is she literally time skipping and she's in that time period with Mara? I would like to actually think that her memories are fractured and she's just remembering and seeing things differently and not exactly transporting physically to different time realms. I don't like that, because then it gets really messy, because what if she screws with something back then? Does it affect the future even though it was 1,000 years ago? I just rather think that Madame Razz's mind is all effed up and she's remembering, like all her memories are jumbled up. Remember how like I said, everyone remembers all those portal dimensions? How like Lonnie just like laughs it off, like, oh yeah, that was a portal world, who cares? That would mess up your brain and cause you to go mad, kind of like how Razz is right now, where her mind is all jumbled up. But then it goes back to, I guess, to our time. She is talking to Adora. Adora's like, oh, Madame Razz, finally I found you. She was looking for her? There was no mention of this in the previous episode. She just all of a sudden started chasing and looking at for Madame Razz. Because she does know things. Remember, she met her in the portal world. She told her how to get out of it. She knows Mara, so she's like 1,000 years old. So Adora's like trying to find out about that weapon. But of course, Madame Razz's like, oh, Mara, we have to bake our pie. So Adora's trying to like, hey, Mara was talking about a weapon, and she keeps hitting her with the broom.
Then Glimmer would finally see that she was wrong about.
What was that for?
Again, little jokes, and it's kind of funny and it makes sense for Razz to act this way, but it doesn't linger on the joke and try to push it a lot. It's actually funny. But she keeps trying to talk about this this pie. It's like, oh no, Swiftwind and you were gonna make a pie today. She's like, Swiftwind's not even here. He pokes his head in the door, and I guess apparently Swiftwind's been looking after Madame Razz, like checking in on her. And he actually says something smart here. He's like, you got to check on old ladies, especially like crazy old ladies like Madame Razz. And which is true, which is nice that Swiftwind actually was taking the time to like, make sure she was okay. But she's like, oh, we have to go get the berries and the ingredients. I need to get sugar and like all the other things. And so she's like running through the forest. And Swiftwind's like, what are we even doing this? She's like, Madame Razz knows more than she's making out to, which is true because she has, but again, the knowledge of a 1,000-year-old lady with fractured memories. It's going to be hard to actually learn anything from her. So they are chasing her through the forest to find her. And then we get another memory skip. She gets back to when she first met Mara. I guess this is right when her ship first landed. And of course, Mara's super defensive and she pulls out her sword like, hey, who are you? What are you doing here? And she's like, oh, Mara, finally we're going to bake that pie. And like, she like knows her. And even Mara's like, how the hell do you know my name? And Madame Raz's like, oh, this is the first time we met. And you can tell that it's like, it's beautiful and sad at the same time.
Oh, is this the first time? Oh, it's been so long since it was the first time.
She's like, oh, it's been so long. But, well, we got to hurry up. We got to get the ingredients. So is she actually there? I don't like that idea. I want to probably say that a million times during this review. I don't like the idea that she's actually transporting to the past or jumping between realities. It's too messy, way too messy to try to figure this crap out. I'd rather it just be a fractured memory. So she runs into the ship and she's like going through, I guess these are her rations. These are the cutest rations of all time. U.S. Army, dump those MREs, pick up these things. They're just adorable. So she's like digging through all her crap. And Mara's like, hey, old lady, get the hell out of my ship. She's like, hey, stop touching all my stuff. What are you doing? Doesn't that stupid shadow thing look horrible on Mara? It's less noticeable on the lighter skinned characters, but since like Mara already has, a darker skin tone, it just looks like a really bad sunburn. It's just ugly. Artists out there, just take it out and show a picture to everyone. Look a million times better at that stupid face blush thing. But she's like, ooh, look at this. And she like pulls out some, I don't know, one of those little crystals out of the ship and she's fighting over it and everything. And then of course Light Hope shows up. And again, the jokes are actually funny. Especially when Madame Razz is the one doing all the different gags. She sees Light Hope. She's like, oh, like a ghost. And she's like hitting it with her broom.
Mara, who is this person?
But of course, it's the hologram. It can't do anything to it. She's talking to Mara. Hey, who the heck's this person? It's like, oh, don't worry. It's just some old lady. And Madame Razz, oh, you're a ghost. She just laughs it off because it is funny. Because to her, it would seem like it was a ghost.
Do you see the ghost too?
Remember in that other episode with the holograms and they thought they were ghosts? So it's kind of like a funny little callback. But then, Madame Razz like, oh, your ghost is rude. I don't like your ghost. A couple of times in this episode, the animation, like, look at this face Mara's making. It looks a little weird. Her face is kind of elongated. The consistency of animation isn't that great. And when you can see it a couple times in the movements, there's skip frames. And it's just, I wish there was a bigger budget, make things better. Because it's actually a good episode with a good story. But, she's kind of talking about Madame Razz and Mara can tell. Look at the smile on her face. She's like, oh, look at this sweet old lady. She's just looking for some sugar. She's not a problem or anything. Don't worry about her. And then she even gives her a little kiss. Like, how cute is that? Like, oh, Grandma gave me a kiss. We're gonna make pie together.
All right, here you go. Sugar.
Thank you, dearie.
We get this exposition dump and it's so lazy and stupid because there's no reason why they would be talking about this. The Heart of Etheria program, blah, blah, blah. This could be like a spy. And then you have Mara's like, oh, how could she? She's just like a sweet old lady. She wouldn't know anything but a top secret project that I don't even know about. That's for the audience. That is 1000% for the audience. I wish they would have let us figure that out. But look at this sweet smile. My God, do I love Mara. She's so much better than Adora. Give us this story. I want to see everything Mara came through. Like, she was chosen to be She-Ra. Was that something that was done at birth? Was she put into a military program and she was the top of her class? Or did she have special DNA or genetics or something? I want to know how She-Ra's chosen. Could it have been any woman that was the first one? And our first ones from He-Man's planet, are they from Eternia? Because that would make sense, because if She-Ra's from Eternia and she's Adam's twin sister, that would mean she came from there. But then Eternia was trying to turn Etheria into a weapon. See, there's a lot of questions. But Madame Razz is digging through all this stuff and Light Hope doesn't like it. And she's like, I'm going to have to report this. And then, Mara gives her the puppy dog eyes and, oh, she's so cute. She's like, can you please not say anything pretty, please? And then Light Hope's like, okay. And she kind of like goes against her programming, which is pretty cool. Because they're like friends. They're like actual friends, which is pretty cool. Then she goes back outside to go talk to, to Madame Razz. Like, hey, what's going on? What are we doing here? But as she's digging through some berries, she gets back to our timeline. It's Adora. And Adora's always out of breath. This girl needs to start doing some freaking conditioning because she can fight, but she runs out of breath really quickly. Especially if an old lady can outrun you. But she's like, slow down, Madame Razz. I can't keep up. Where are we going? And we get to see where, I'm assuming where Mara first landed, because there's like a big statue of She-Ra too. Like, so they landed the ship, constructed this thing, or is this like another like pillar that's like helps send signals out, but it just, it's decorative and it looks like a big She-Ra, which is really funny. But they find it, she's like, oh, look, when she led us to this place. But we can see that it was attacked and it's a bunch of sword slashes. So Mara took this whole tower down, like she destroyed it. And even, Adora's like, dang, what went down? What happened here? And they're like digging through stuff and she's going for the sugar. So technically sugar never goes bad. But she finds some. She's like, oh, look, the sugar, let's go. But happened to be in that same pile of, rations. There's that little, shard that she took out of the ship. I'm like, oh, that's so lame. They found it too fast. It was a little too convenient. But Madame Razz takes off. Oh, come help me, Mara. Let's go pick berries. So they're picking berries and everything. Adora's trying to talk to her like, hey, come on, you gotta let me know about this stuff, like trying to like jog her memory, but she's a crazy old lady and she's like trying to remember. This is the part that I feel is kind of sad because Madame Razz is like,
because today is important.
But why is it important?
It's important because
she's actually like has like dementia or like Alzheimer's, and it's hard for her to remember things, which is like actually a sad thing if you think about it, because she's kind of like a grandma character. Then she has another, I'm hoping they're flashbacks. Please don't let there be where she's literally transporting to these time periods. Someone watched Princess Mononoke. I mean, this is the demon boar. She's out with the berries and we get Mara and she's going to go protect Madame Razz. We get Mara's transformation, which is way cooler than Adora's. And God, she's beautiful. Then she does her transformation in, guys, I mean, when they first showed Mara in, season 1 when she was having that weird flashback, she was white. They tried to say, oh, it was oversaturation or overexposure on the light. No. Mara was a white girl when she was She-Ra. They just so happened at the end of this thing, oh, we'll still make her own skin tone, but she'll get like Super Saiyan blonde hair. I think her costume is great. I give it an A+. I love it. The pants, the boots, everything looks great. It looks way better than Adora's version of She-Ra. This blonde hair, it ain't doing it for me. It just looks weird. But she turns into She-Ra and tries to fight this boar, and she gets her butt kicked. Like, come on. Damn it, Mara. Why can't you be awesome? But she's trying to fight this boar. She can't beat it. She get knocked all around. But then Madame Razz just calms it down. Then she goes and touches She-Ra, Mara's She-Ra, and charges her up and gives her the power to calm animals. Is that what happened? Did she give her the power to calm animals? Because that was like a thing they alluded to a couple of times, that She-Ra is like friend of all animals and she can like calm them down and, just like has this aura about her. So that wasn't something She-Ra had, but something Madame Razz gave her? I don't know. They don't really explain it very well. But, she turns back into Mara and then kind of gives this big old pig thing a hug. And look how nice and kind and sweet that Mara is. She's actually just a good person on the inside. I really can't say that about Adora. She even mentioned figuring this thing out so she can prove Glimmer wrong. Like, ugh, what? No, well, that's so selfish. We see all this destruction and she's like, oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to fight that animal because I thought it was going to hurt you. But then Madame Razz is like, oh, here, look, put your hand on the ground. And she healed the forest, like where all the battle took place. And this animation looks pretty cool. And like all the lights are going around. Very, very nice.
How am I doing this? How is it possible without the sword?
And she's like, whoa, how am I doing this without the power of the sword? Because the sword got knocked out of her hands. She's like, She-Ra is you. It's not the sword. But question here. So is this like an Avatar thing where it's a chosen one and it's like it's fate and it's like destiny and everything? Or can anyone become She-Ra? Like, they don't really explain it. Is it the same soul? Is it the same spirit after she died, or, like a reincarnation thing? Or is it like science? I wish they would explain it, but they really don't. But she gets back to our Shira, the awful one, and she's trying to talk to Adora and everything. And you can tell she's super sad because she's like, everything, all this has happened before, making this pie. I couldn't help her. I couldn't help Mara. And she's starting to cry because she knows everything that went down. Then she's like, wait, you have to talk to Mara. That's what this is. We're running out of time. You have to go. You have to speak with her. We have to make this pie. So she books it home, starts baking the pie. All of this is happening over and over again. And so I don't know how many times this has happened. Adora's starting to figure it out. And she's like, with the time and then the weapon and with Mara, she needs to warn you. She needs to speak with you. Then we get another flashback and Mara's coming back and she's all beat the hell up. And then Madame Razz like, hey, the pie's almost ready. But she never made the pie. And even in this like dire moment, Madame Razz, like the crazy old lady, your crazy grandma who's going senile, like grabs her hand. She's like,
It's starting.
But the pie.
Tomorrow, Razz. We'll make a pie tomorrow. I promise.
She's such a kind-hearted person. Oh, she's just absolutely lovely. And then that even puts a smile on Madame Razz's face because she made a promise she knows she can't keep. But I guess this whole Heart of Etheria program's going down. And like everyone already guessed at the beginning of season 4, they're like, it's going to be some type of glass cannon, Death Star type weapon. They are condensing all the magic into the core, and they're going to use that as a weapon to literally blow up planets. But okay, Star Wars. Then we get some more stuff where I'm hoping they explain exactly what the hell is happening. Mara sticks the sword in the ground, gets a minty fresh breath, and like all this energy starts blowing up out of her body and all over out of the planet. I guess this is how she sealed the sword. And this is where then 1,000 years later, Adora ends up finding it. But she sticks into the ground, all its energy goes everywhere. And again, another quick little gag. It's kind of funny. It made me smile, but they don't linger on it.
It's time.
So she's happy. There's pie. She wakes up. Adora wakes up because they guess it takes a while to bake this pie. And she starts chasing after Madame Razz. Like, oh, the pie, I got to bring it tomorrow. Because that's what she needed. She needed some damn pie. She finds Mara in the woods and she's all like beat up and tired. And she gets to the ship and they get in there. But it's hard. See, the kid's jumping back between time frames, or at least fractured memories in Madame Razz's mind. So I don't know if Adora is just watching Madame Razz stand there or is she acting out her memories. We get to Mara's ship, and they mentioned that Bo was working on it. This would be a really good time to have Bo and his fathers both work on this. Wouldn't they love to see this? Wouldn't they all about First One's tech and everything? And, the ancient ones and all this, they would be in heaven on this ship. So why didn't he bring his dads? How cool would it be to see a son working with his fathers? I think that would have been nice. Madame Razz jumps on him like, you're not Mara. And then Bo doesn't know who Razz is. He's like, who the hell is this crazy old lady? Adora's like, it's fine. She's with us. She's one of the good guys. Adora remembers, oh, that little shard. She puts it into the console, and I guess that was like the memories or whatever, or like the pre-recorded message. We get this whole conflict between Mara and Lighthope, and Lighthope's like, what are you doing, Mara? You're attempting to stop the Heart of Etheria program, and Mara says this is a weapon. It's going to destroy Etheria. It's going to kill everything, and how is blowing up planets supposed to bring peace? Here's the thing. If it's you can make the parallels to just war in general. Yet sometimes you have to go to war. I'm sorry, Mara. There's sometimes your enemy isn't going to stop. You're not going to talk your enemy out of what he's doing. Do you really think going to Hordak or even Horde Prime, like, oh, pretty please don't blow up our planet? It's not going to work. You're going to have to kill him. But she's, I don't know, trying to take the pacifist route. And she gets mad and she basically screams at her saying,
there will be peace throughout the galaxy. You will be a hero.
How will destroying worlds bring peace?
all that good stuff. She's crying. She has tears in her eyes. And she's like, you're not Lighthope. They did something to you. You're not my friend, because Lighthope was remember those past memories where she brought her flowers and everything and she was kind and sweet? And it kind of says that she was hacked or her program was messed with. So she's different now. Now she's all about the mission. So I'm wondering if that's true. I wonder if Lighthope was different before. But I guess this is when somehow, some way, without the sword, Mara's able to teleport a planet, a moon, looks like another moon or another planet to this pocket dimension. It has a name. I forgot what it was called, Deblorio. It's something with the D, I think. And that's what she did to get the planet away so no one can find this weapon. So that's why she did what she did. But where's Hordak? Was he just so happened to be on the planet at the same time? Was he in the same area? Was he attacking Etheria and this is why they were using the weapon? I don't know if these questions get answered, but these are the things I was thinking about. Hordak had to have been there to get pulled through the portal. It took him 990 years to even open up a tiny portal to bring back Adora, that's a long effing time. The human race went from the very first flight to the moon in under 100 years. So you're telling me in 900 years, he was unable to do anything? Can't even get off the planet? Like, are you kidding me? 900 years? 990 years? How old's Adora? Everyone says she's like 18, but she acts like she's 14. Mara's a woman. Mara's definitely like 23, 24, but I don't know, whatever. So it's been 1,000 years, and now they've got the hologram, and it's a pre-recorded message, and she's like, Adora, if you're listening to this, you're the new She-Ra, and I failed, because she never wanted to be another She-Ra, because apparently She-Ra's the key to activate this Heart of Etheria thing, and kind of like the power source, and she didn't want that. She didn't want war. She'd rather there be no She-Ra than use her as a weapon, which I guess is okay, but here's my question to the first ones. Why didn't they tell Mara the plan? Wouldn't you want someone who was 100% on board? Wouldn't you want to train her from the womb? Literally every single day of her life, you're going to be part of this machine that's going to win this war for us. Instead of hiding it, making it a big secret, why not get someone who's going to love to do this? And, even if they're manipulated or whatever, but what's all the secrecy for it? Really stupid. But she kind of explains, please don't use the weapon. It's too powerful, blah, 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 blah. Like she said in the beginning, I don't know why Adora wanted this weapon so much, knowing how sad and defeated Mara looked. Like she's in tears and all beat the hell up. So obviously this weapon wasn't a good thing. But she's like, don't let them activate it. The Heart of Etheria, they're draining the planet's energy. They're going to use it to blow up another planet, but it's going to destroy Etheria in the process. And it kind of looks like she kamikazed it. Like she just smashed her plane or her ship into it, and that's like how it stopped. So she like sacrificed herself. Everyone's crying, and even Madame Razz feels super. I feel worse for Madame Razz because she left a freaking pie for her homie. And all you pull out a 40. I bake pies for my dead homies. That's the end of the episode. So I couldn't think that Adora's going to want to use this weapon. Like, I guess if Horde Prime shows up and there's no other choice, I mean, what's better, letting him roll over the planet, enslaving everyone, or just blowing it up and killing everybody? I don't know. That's going to be something she's going to have to, decide on her own. But see how I didn't really complain too much about jokes and stupid stuff, because there wasn't any of that really in this episode. All the silly things Madame Razz does is excusable because she's a crazy old lady. And it was kind of sweet. And I wish we had a show about Mara and not Adora, because she has no personality. Mara seems like a sweet, beautiful young woman who has convictions and her own belief systems and her own way of doing things. I want to see her life story, because Adora is boring as hell. So it did get better. This is definitely the best episode so far, but without comparing it to the first 8 episodes, it's just good. Just a solid 7.5. You passed the test. We need more now. As you show me what you can do, give me more. But if you put it up against all the garbage, this thing gets propelled to like a 10 out of 10, just because everything else before it was so bad. But yeah, I wish all the episodes were like this. I actually, wish we had more of this explanation about how the hell she teleported a planet, all the moons, perfectly into a pocket dimension. Did she bring the sun with her too? So she teleported a sun, a planet, the moons, and placed them in such a perfect way as to not burn up and kill everybody on the planet. It's too much. There's way too much science of trying to figure out how to do that, because the axis of the planet and the angle of the sun, the distance, all of it has to be absolutely perfect for her to pull this off. And she just did it by hitting a couple buttons. I mean, come on, that's so lame. But hooray for Mara, boo for Adora.
Your ghost is mean.
Crimson Saint here. Thanks for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single upload. If you have any tips or story ideas, hit us up on Twitter at C15Podcast, or better yet, join our Discord server, link in the description below.